All right, today I'm going to go over, in this particular case, I'm going to do a seated military press, or we can call it a seated dumbbell shoulder press. Again, you can use a barbell for this exercise, right? As far as the position and the function, the minutia of it really is the same with a bar or a dumbbell, or even a band, right? Even in this case also, a shoulder press machine, like all the companies that make them, the principles still hold for a machine as long as you can achieve the position in the machine. Okay, most of them you can, so that's what I'm saying. It's whether it's machine, band, barbell, or dumbbell, these things all still apply. Okay, so one of the things again about a shoulder press is the benches can decline, incline, whatever it is. Right, what we actually really want to avoid is being in this position like this. I don't want to be leaned back. Right, and this really isn't primarily a great place for shoulders. If I'm up, right, the tendency to compensate is drive that rib cage back to get my forearm vertical. Okay, so what I'm saying is I prefer, and what I suggest you to do is, if you're going to have this up, right, I don't want you leaning all the way back on it. Right, you can incline it even more, but for me, what I'm suggesting you do is be in this almost unsupported vertical position like this. This forces me to ground myself, drive my feet into the ground, keeps me a vertical torso. Again, I want to be mindful my rib cage doesn't get pushed out there. One of the other things too is, right, if I have dumbbells or in my hand and my hands get inside of my elbow, right, now I'm going to want to rotate that humerus. Okay, so what I'm suggesting is try our best to keep our hand over elbow. Okay, that really is going to, in the best way possible, really stress out the deltoids. Again, also, I don't really want to be pushing. Right, if you can see an angle here, I want to make sure my hand, right, is in line. If I were to drive, I basically put a rod through my hand, it's going to go right through my skull. Or if I take a rod, it goes through my elbow, goes through my shoulders, and comes out the other elbow. I don't want to be in here pressing with shoulders, okay? Now, there's lots of variety and we can do that, but I want everyone to start in this really difficult position even to maintain, to stress out those shoulders, okay? So grasping the dumbbells, in this case center mass bells, keeping my hands above my elbows. And what I like to think is that there's like a rubber band that's essentially attached into my elbow right here. There's a band here and a band here, and those are getting pulled in together, okay? So it'll make more sense once you see the movement. Hands above shoulders, right? As I drive up, I don't want to get my hands inside. This right here, this is what I want to avoid, this. Hands over elbows, drive up, bring the bend of my elbows together, okay? Driving my feet down so I'm not rib canted, okay? Driving those feet down, hands above elbows, bring those elbows together, okay? Neutral head position, up and down, okay? If you need to rest, fine. I like to come to a suitcase carry to rest, take a couple good breaths, back out to this position, keeping those hands, right, over the elbow, right? This is going to sound a little bit odd, but one of the most important things that I suggest doing is being mindful of what's going on with those traps, okay? We really do want to avoid pulling the traps into press, okay? Really think, pull those lats down, flex those lats, flex the lats. It's really counterintuitive that I would flex downward and still press upward, okay? We're trying to really keep that in the point of focus as you're training again. So if you have the opportunity, definitely do this in front of a mirror, okay? So now we can audit our movement. Lats are flexed down, drive them up without going into a shrug and leaning back, okay? So that is the dumbbell shoulder press, dumbbell military press. Again, like I said, it can use bars, bands, and even for machines, those principles still apply.